Ashe family, this is your guy, man, Armand Rose, aka the Conscious Cowboy, aka Edwin Rose. Hey, let's dive right into this, man. This is my review on the book, The Way of the Superior Man. So, I listened to the audio book. I didn't read the book, the actual book, but I listened to the audio book, and I wanted to make this weeks ago. But I was like, no. Let me listen to it a couple more times. So, this is my study hour. This is the time, I already told you guys, the time I like to study. It's the time I like to invest in myself. I'm starting to invest in myself more often during these early hours. And these things like this is not only for my kids, but these are for my kids, man. So, The Way of the Superior Man. Y'all know I've been on my therapy kick. Y'all know I've always talked about self-help. Y'all know I've always tried to, figure out solutions to things. And listening to this audio book was interesting. Very interesting. Now, I must say this. I don't agree 100% with the methodology of the book. I get it. And you got to understand that when you read this book and when you get into this book, it's all about how you react to things. It's not about communication. It's not about growing together. It was just a weird. If your woman comes to you and she's upset, you're supposed to react with love. Like I said, this is something at 50. My birthday was just passed. So at 53, I'm just now hearing about. Now, maybe if you taught someone this, and this is my issue. If you teach a man this man is going to be a quiet, inner shell rapist. He's going to be an introvert rapist. He's going to hide all of his evil intentions and not argue, show you love, but also rape you. Okay. So you gotta, and for y'all to really understand what I'm talking about, you gotta go listen to the book. You gotta go read the book. You gotta go check it out, man. So if your woman comes to you and she's upset about whatever, you're supposed to react with love. You're supposed to respond with love, which I kind of get. It's like, all right, cool, I get that. Or you don't react at all. Now, I never was. I've always told you guys that I have to stop reacting to people. So I do understand and overstand what he's talking about, because in my experience, when I react, then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. That's why I don't want to react to people, because people can come up to you and say things to you, and then once you react to it, oh, well, he said, or he did this, and it holds true. So like I said, yes, if this was, maybe it would be more acceptable if I was taught this at 5 years old than instead of 53 years old. Because, yeah, I might not have to react, but some people you're going to have to react to, because, once again, most of the things that you're taught in life, you apply it to multiple things. You just don't apply it to one thing. And the way these instructions are in this manual, like I said, in this book, will turn you into a guy that sits on the couch and just, yes, dear. Well, yeah, okay, dear. Whatever you say, honey, I love you. And I think that's the fakest thing that you can do. And here's my biggest issue with this book. It actually tells you how to cope with a woman's thought process. It even explains it. It even talks about how women aren't logical. They're all about their feelings, and which is understandable. I think as men we get that, but we still don't get, like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If this is the right thing to say or right thing to do, it's right. And we don't, we don't truly understand that it never clicks for a woman that is right because she feels some type of way. I'm learning that now. So, but the problem that I have is I don't think that's a superior man. I don't think that's a superior man to say, okay, baby, I get your feelings. I love you. And that's it. So my biggest issue is this, to me, just my, and I'm not even going to say the word humble. Y'all know I hate the word humble, but in my opinion, it's turning the man into a sucker. Okay, you're not really addressing the issue. You're not talking about the problems. You're just showing love and responding with love to everything that she does. All the fucked up things that she might say, all the fucked up things that she might do, you're just going to respond with love. I don't know nobody that could do that. I've never seen that. Like I said, maybe if I was taught this at a young age, it would resonate with me more. But you don't come yelling at me and then I respond to you with love. You can't come cuss me out and I respond to you with love. You can't come talk shit about me and then I respond to you with love. That's a hard process. That's a hard pill to swallow, and it's going to be a hard process at this age. Once again, if you were teaching the women not to be so emotional, and then before I say what I'm finna say, I looked for books. How to Become a Superior Woman. Hey, ladies, we understand that you get emotional and 2 + 2 is 4, but you feel as though it should be 6. But keep that crazy shit in your head, because now when we having an argument about that, first and foremost, why are we arguing? Secondly, you're wrong. Take some accountability. So there's no accountability on the woman's part when you're telling the man to just say, yes, honey, oh man, baby, that's a beautiful thought process, and I really think that you're an amazing woman and I love you. Every time she says something fucked up, do you know the psychological, do you understand the psychotic world that you're building when you do somebody like that? And that's even if you haven't studied psychology, you understand. You guys see it right now that hey guys, Bobby and Billy, all of you guys are the same and you're equal and we all love you, and you guys are all fair. There's no all-star here. You're all are stars. Y'all see what happened to those kids when they get into adulthood. These kids almost walk around like they are supposed to get these things. They are supposed to have these things. They're supposed to put in an application and become the president or CEO of a company because that's what they want. And you're supposed to give it to them because that's what they want. They don't have no accountability that, hey man, you know what? I didn't go to college. I don't know nothing about, being an executive or being a CEO. Maybe I should go to school for it. No, they just want. They feel entitled. The entitlement that you're creating by doing that is mind blowing. That it's just so fucked up to the point where you're just going to respond to everything with love, and that person is going to walk out those doors and get slapped in the real world, but he or she is going to always assume that they're entitled to some shit because that's the way you've been pacifying them. It's a real conflict with me. Now, I made a statement earlier that I said I had to listen to this, actually listen to it 3 times. There's a chapter where he talks about sex. There's a chapter, and during the process of him talking about sex, he says the word ravish. He says, you must ravish her. And I'm sitting there like, what? So I'm going to tell you what happened. After he explained everything, I rewound it, listened to it again. I rewound it, I listened to it again. I rewound it and listened to it again about 4 times. Now, I'm the type of person that sometimes I get stuck on some shit. So that's why I wanted to give this an honest, try to be open-minded and listen to it again. And I actually listened to it 2 more times, the entire audio book. And I've had conversations with, of course, my wife, a couple other females that, you know, I trust, and neither one of them was okay with being ravished. Now, I've told you guys several times about that I'm an advocate for women, and I would never do anything to make a woman feel like that I'm taking her body or trying to take sex from her. I'm the total opposite when it comes to that as a human being. If you're not giving it to me, I don't want it. Even if I gotta, like, you know, I'm sorry, even if I gotta ask for the shit, I don't want it. So that part of the book really fucked me up. Now, I will say this, and this is why I had to go back and listen to it the first time 4 times, because I'm thinking rape, okay? And about 2 to 3 minutes into it, he says, hey guys, don't get this twisted. Every woman has fantasized about being raped. And if she says she hasn't fantasized about being raped, she's a lie. So you are talking about raping your woman. So this is the end of the review of the book. And I will tell you guys this. This is why I wrote this today. Dr. Joy, I don't know any other therapist that I would support right now and tell you guys to listen to, but I will say this. We cannot operate with someone else's thought process. We cannot operate in someone else's culture and try to maneuver like them, because their thought process is totally different than ours. Like I said, some of the things, I might even say this. I will say this. Some of the things that he said, you know, saying, you know, trying to show your woman, tell your woman that, you know, you love her, and proving that you love her, I agree with. I think there's one section where he says, if your woman doesn't smile a lot, you know, you should say, hey, I like the way you smile. You have a very beautiful smile. And just walk away, leave it at that. And he said, pay attention to her. Eventually she'll start smiling more. And, you know, I understand the psychology that he's talking about. I get it. But having no accountability, a woman having no accountability for her actions and her inner trauma, what are we creating, family? We are creating a monster. You are doing more damage to that woman by just coddling these issues instead of, hey, at some point you got to address the issue. Now, he is absolutely right. When you try to fix something, most women don't want you to fix it. My wife has said that you're always trying to fix some shit. Okay, when the last time I told it? And this is something that I learned maybe 3 years ago. And I had to even ask my wife, I had to even tell my wife, when's the last time I asked you how your day was? When the last time I tried to, you know, when you're mad and slamming doors and shit, that I've actually tried to say what's going on? out. Hey, baby, how you doing? Mwah. And keep it pushing. I'm not finna get into that, because here's the thing. I'm not finna just show her love about that shit. No, you're wrong for slamming doors. You're wrong for being upset. If we're going to work together, I truly believe, I don't give a fuck what this book says. I don't give a fuck what another therapist says. I truly believe that you have to be accountable for your attitude and your actions on a daily. I can't, my wife walked through the door and I'm throwing shit. And then what? She just supposed to be like, hey, baby, how you doing? She'll be like, what motherfucker, what's wrong with you? Or she can't come home, or I come home and I'm just, belittling the things that she done or haven't done in the course of a day. She's going to look at me like, nigga, what's wrong with you? And then for her to just say, oh, he's having a bad day. I love you. He's in his feelings. Nobody is going to react like that. Nobody is going to react like that. I'm sorry. It takes a long time for you to build up some I don't give a fuck to just have a person come at you crazy, have a person walking around you angry, and you just really don't give a fuck. You're going to ask what's wrong. You're going to be like, all right, well, is there anything I can do? Me being the nurturing, loving person that I am, is there anything that I can do? Because I don't want you walking around here like that and upset. That's why I like Dr. Joy, because Dr. Joy talks about the psychology with men and women. See, we have to be accountable for everything. It cannot be, especially when you're talking about a marriage, it cannot be one-sided to the point where all I do is provide for you, let you have your tirades, and then rape you. What type of, come on, guys. I don't know, family. Like I said, I think we have to start truly following and mentoring us. We have to get into that. We have to get into a spot where we're comfortable listening to us. We're comfortable trying to talk to us. Is a lot of people gonna like it? Hell no. Because the biggest thing that I've said in the last 3 years is accountability. And once again, I'm not gonna tell a woman to kiss a man's ass when he's being wrong and not turn around and tell this guy that he's wrong. Come on. I mean, if you read this book, that's what it is. It's actually in reverse. I would not write a book telling a woman to stay with a man. Tell that man that you love him when he comes home and he beats you. He's always cheating on you. He has outside children. He never shows you any respect. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, hey, here's how you deal with that. You know what you do when he comes home? You better go in there and have his food ready. You better have the house clean. Better have them babies quiet. And when he comes home, drop on your knees and let him ravish you. Then let him have all the women. Let the women come by the house. Let the women call the house. I would never tell a woman to be that way. That's how this book is telling you to be as a man. The book is telling you don't be confrontational. Don't, lead off with accountability. Don't try to fix anything. So basically, you're sitting on like a lump on a log. You just took care of everything. You provide. You took care of everything. And then in the process of that, you rape her. And then after you rape her, she's gonna, you have to rape her the way she wants to be raped. You have to ravish her the way she wants to be ravished. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, I haven't heard that before from a woman, but you have to know your woman. You better ask your woman if that's what she wants. Y'all better talk about that. Once again, there's no communication in this type of relationship. You just doing shit. And then you rape your woman. You think she's ever going to give in to you? You rape your woman that has been raped before, and you bring back all that trauma. What the fuck have you just done? Especially you haven't talked about it. She hasn't talked about it. She hasn't said, oh, this is something that I want. Don't know what. listen, family, like I said, I did a video about this a long time ago that I'm an advocate for women and I support women. And I think we have to kill this rape culture because um, I don't know a woman that has not been sexually molested or raped. That's how fucked up this culture is. And my empathy for that is, if I met a new woman tomorrow or 10 years down the road, my thought process is not going to be aggressive with her sexually. It's going to be the opposite. It's going to be nurturing and caring and loving and, intimate. It's not going to be, come on, give me some, let me take it. It can't be that way. So find therapists that look like us. Find therapists that understand, that is coming from a Black perspective. I must say that. I gotta say that to you guys. You guys have to find therapists that look like us, that think like us, that's been through some trauma, that can actually help us navigate through trauma, not creating a whole nother monster. Because you got to realize, if there is a family out there that actually grew up, there's a woman and a husband that actually grew up implementing this book, I would love to see their children. I would love to see the little narcissists that they've raised, because their children is going to be a reflection of their mother. And now you got to realize that their mother is so delusional that these children are going to be basically a carbon copy of her. It can go both ways. It can go the same way, or it can go opposite. So one of them might turn into their daddy, but then look what you're doing. Look what you just created. You see what I'm saying? You're not talking to somebody that sees an issue and try to resolve the issue. You're not talking to a person that, hey, I've been through. Even men now, you got more and more men now that are coming out saying that they were molested. So you're not understanding how to deal with this trauma because he's holding this shit in. You don't understand that he might be fighting some demons because of that trauma. You guys gotta understand that, no, we're not trying to control you. We're trying to help you and fix issues. We're trying to help you. That's the thing that, and see, both of y'all got to be in a space. Like my wife, I'll say this. My wife is not in a space where she's willing to grow yet. When it comes to trauma, when it comes to, like I said, a part of the book is, he talks about, if you try to fix things, that might make it worse. And I've seen it with my wife. I've seen me say, hey, what do you want to do? How can I help? You can't always fix shit. Shut the fuck up. So in theory, his process does work. But how do you love somebody and never say, what can I do to help you? Or how can I help you? See, it's just that one-sidedness. Because I know right there, you'll probably be like, well, Edwin, shit, he's right. He's right to say, don't say nothing. Yeah, but what are we creating? What are we creating when we don't try to acknowledge the issues that's going on with our partners, our children? What are you creating? What are you leaving out there for? So now you're going to have this narcissist. You're creating a narcissist, and now you're never going to get over that hump, because every time something happens, it's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to steamroll. It's never going to be, hey, you know what? Let us both go get some therapy. Let's go sit down and or you go to a therapist, I go to a therapist, and then in 6 months we'll meet in the middle. We'll try to work on it together. And if you're not working on it together, family, ain't gonna work. It cannot be one-sided. And it doesn't matter. I know we're talking about therapy right now, but it doesn't matter what it is. If it's one-sided, it's not gonna last long. All right? So I have to give it a thumbs down, man. The Way of the Superior Man, I have to give it a thumbs down. if you are a simp, if you Travis Hunter needs to read this book and understand how to handle his woman, because he's a simp like that. That is the person that needs to read this book and apply all of the things that he was taught. I don't agree with the rape. I don't agree with the ravish thing. I'll say that 50,000 times. I don't agree with that. But if you want to implement this book, a person like Travis Hunter is the person that needs to implement this book. Other than that, family, try to find therapists that look like you, that look like us, that's been through some stuff, that can actually give us great advice instead of some bullshit. Okay? Hotel.